Welcome to the Designer Profile Series, where we are getting personal with the design community, talking about today's challenges and what's next. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, I'm Gabrielle from Architectural Systems. I am the Materialista here, and I am speaking with Melanie today. We are taking a unique perspective on the collaboration between Architectural Systems and Minnesota Millwork and Fixtures. And Melanie, would you please introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
My name is Melanie Goettsch. I have been with Minnesota Millwork and Fixtures for over 20 years now. I started with a company when we were R&L Woodcraft, and my background is in customer service mainly. I started with this small rural company as just the girl at the front desk. I never really thought that I would be where I am when I started with this company 20 years ago. But I love how we've grown and progressed, and I love what I do.
That's awesome. I love that. Can you tell us a little bit about your core clients and how we started collaborating with you?
We work with Darden restaurants. Historically, we've been mainly working on their Olive Garden projects, and Darden has come out with a new prototype and a new style for their restaurants. And Architectural Systems happens to have a product that we're using in all of their new stores. But we started together with Architectural Systems working for the Outback brand.
Why don't we talk a little bit about the materials that were installed in the Olive Garden and the Outback?
The product that Darden started using in their new concepts is a type of interwoven panel that you guys produce. And they're using it in a couple different unique ways. One way is on the front of the host stand that we build. Their host stands have a couple different materials on them, and they contrast really well. They use some tile, they use some solid surface, but then the key element is this interwoven panel that we get through Architectural Systems. It really is a unique design feature. And then that interwoven panel is also used in some of the dining rooms as a textured wall element. So our first restaurant we did in this prototype was down in Orlando Fashion Square, and it's a beautiful restaurant. And the first time I saw all the material in place, I was just in awe. I thought it looked amazing. But there's an area in the restaurant that has these arched booths. So they're like little kind of private little eating areas where there are booths and tables, and the entire wall from the floor up to the ceiling is covered with this interwoven panel. It just gives such a neat texture and appearance and design element that coordinates with all the other elements in the restaurant. And it's a pretty large feature. With Outback, you guys have a fabulous product, and we just call it the croc panels, but they're a crocodile style panel. It's a product that is pliable. It's almost like it's a type of wall covering. It's not a fabric, but it's not a laminate. It's
like a polystyrene material that makes it flexible.
Yes, flexible. So we actually, we use it in a couple different ways as well. So the host stands at Outbacks have a curved front, and we produce a metal frame, and the croc panel is placed in that. So there's a little screen on top of the host stand, and then in front of the host stand, there's a radius panel that incorporates the crocodile panels. So it's a really kind of flashy, unique feature. And that's one of the first things the customer sees when they walk in the door. And then also over their bar, we build a bar soffit in the ceiling that encompasses the whole bar area. And those croc panels are incorporated into the ceiling up inside that soffit for a really cool design feature as well. And it's a very cool application.
So Melanie, how do you see design moving forward in 2021? What have you seen has changed since the pandemic?
I think the biggest changes we've seen, maybe not since the pandemic, but over the last couple of years for sure, is the amount of unique elements that are going into a lot of our the restaurants and the hospitality industry and other customers that we're working with. It used to be all just wood and cabinets and millwork and things, and there's still those things, but they're incorporating the products like the interwoven panel and metal and glass, and sometimes clear, sometimes seated and textured, you know, the type of products that you're making. We're seeing a lot more of that. Things are becoming more unique. They're starting to simplify the design, but bringing in these unique features. So it kind of contradicts each other when you say it out loud. It's streamlined and cleaner, but you're bringing in more materials. But it's
Like what
not
you said, like textures, it's a different element, and it's all really contributing to the experience that the diners are having while they're eating there, right? Because you want to remember where you are, and that's how all of those materials really translate the brand. So when you walk into these spaces, you know that you're in an Olive Garden, and you know that you're in an Outback because of that crock panel, or the interwoven with the metal on the host stand. So
right.
that's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah, that's exactly right.